Good morning, everyone! It is now 7 a.m. and nighttime is officially over. Time to rise and shine! Get ready to greet another beautiful day!
Der Monobär. I need to do something about Sakura. I'd better go to the dining hall and talk to the others about one more time. Na gut, machen wir. Uah! Huh? Was that someone screaming? I think it came from the dining hall. Meow! Porsche! Makoto, we got a big problem, man! What's wrong? Look! Hiro's finger shook as he pointed.
Hina! Are you okay? What happened?
She killed her. Genocide Jill killed Hina!
You've gotta be kidding!
No, she's not dead. Open your eyes. No way, she's dead. Why? What happened? Well, Toko and Hina, just all of a sudden, they were yelling and then they knocked the pepper off the table. And that led to a sneeze.
You SOB!
Her giant balloons are a little too perfect, aren't they? I might be flat, but at least mine are real. And look at my shapely collarbone. Doesn't it just totally set you on fire?
Totally not adorable.
Anyway, you totally non-adorable boys, just get her out of my sight, okay? Or else
My beautiful scissors!
I'll start cutting and cutting and cutting and indulging myself for who knows how long. Oh, okay then. Let's get Hina to the nurse's office. Come on, Hiro, help me. Sure thing. Yoinkies? Genocide Jack's abrasive laugh chased us out the room. As we carried Hina away. By the time I finished taking care of Hina's injury in the nurse's office, she seemed to have finally regained her composure.
Sorry.
Thank you. Are you sure you're feeling better? Yeah, it really was just a scratch. But still, that was super close. If I hadn't yelled out, you'd be dead right now. It's all thanks to me, you know. Yes, well, 1,000 thanks to you, sir. So sarcastic. That just makes you sound even more hostile. Was war denn da los? Hey Hina, what the heck happened? We just got into a fight and I lost my temper and flew off the handle. Was? Let me guess. The fight was because of Sakura?
But...
At first I tried to just ignore it. If you let jerk buttholes get to you all the time, you'll never have time to live your life. But she wouldn't let it go, so I just...
What the heck?
Without thinking about it, I felt like I wanted to punch her like a dozen times.
You're serious?
A dozen punches isn't really without thinking. And then things got out of hand. Genocide Jack got let loose, right?
Sorry.
It was my own fault, but I just couldn't take it anymore. Because she was saying all these terrible things about my friend, you know? Before I knew it, Hina's eyes started welling up with tears. And just as the tears were on the brink of spilling over, the door to the nurse's office burst open. I thought the door was gonna fly out of its hinges. And there she stood before us.
Hina.
Huh?
Sakura! You're hurt. What happened?
Huh?
Oh, nothing. It's not a big deal.
Hey!
Makoto, Hiro, what's the meaning of this? It wasn't me. It was Genocide Jill. It's all that demented murderous fiend's fault. Uh-oh. Super Sakura Jin.
Damn.
To hurt Hina. Damn you. To leave me alone but hurt her. What is this?
How dare you?
What is this? Yeah. I'm okay, really. It's just a scratch.
No forgiveness!
Unforgivable.
I can't forgive this!
Them. Hero, if you want to hate someone, hate me. If you want to hurt someone, hurt me.
What?
I don't hate you exactly.
I can't forgive this!
Why? Somebody save me! Hero nearly tripped over himself as he ran screaming out of the nurse's office. But just a second later... What's going on?
Hey,
What's all the noise about? Kyoko stood in the doorway as the nurse's office, so taking Hero's spot in the room.
It would seem.
I gather that something happened. Kyoko, please, you have to stop Sakura.
Wait.
You don't need to stop me. I'm okay. I'm not going to do anything. I'm drawing a line right here and now. Drawing a line?
Goodbye.
Wait, Sakura! Hina sprang into action, leaving the nurse's office to chase after Sakura. The only ones left were... we two. Vielleicht können wir jetzt mit ihr darüber reden. Jetzt haben wir einen Beweis. Aber schrecken. Kyoko? Are you still mad? Yeah, I figured.
that's fine.
Huh? About that issue we discussed earlier. It doesn't matter anymore. Von den Mädels... Ich überlege gerade, ist da noch eine? Kyoko, Toko und Aoi. Und Sakura sind eigentlich 4. Na? Du hast eigentlich 4. Oder habe ich noch jemanden gerade überlesen? Moment. Ne, es müssten die 4 sein. Then do you forgive me for not being able to talk about it?
In other words,
You could have told me about Sakura and Monokuma fighting, but you stayed quiet. You were only thinking of Sakura, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? You didn't want to confuse everyone until you could talk to her and be sure of what you saw. That's what you were thinking, and that's why you didn't tell me, right? Hey, sie ist immerhin sehr schnell. Sie kann alles sehr schnell nachvollziehen. Yeah. To think like that.
I wouldn't have expected such arrogance from you.
What?
Because
Ultimately, that means you don't trust me. No, that's not it. But if that's how you feel, I can't really change your mind. I'm sorry.
that's fine.
It's fine, I've already forgotten about it. Besides,
And
I may have overreacted. Huh?
anyway,
It's over and done with. Like I said, let's just forget about it. Okay, thank you. Ich glaube, die hat uns noch was zu sagen. That issue we discussed doesn't matter anymore. I want to talk to you about something else. Something else? Makoto, Yasuhiro, Byakuya. Nee, es müssten die 7 sein. What is it you wanted to talk to me about?
indeed.
Actually, I'd like you to come somewhere with me. I have business there. Where?
So,
Just come with me, and you'll find out. I guess, but...
shall we go?
Well then, shall we get going? With her typical indifference, Kyoko turned and walked away, setting a brisk pace. Ah, Kyoko. I hurried to catch up to her. Den kann man niemandem abnehmen, kleiner Pimp. Den kann man niemandem abnehmen. Der Pimp-Status ist nicht abnehmbar. She walked ahead in silence. Ich glaube nämlich nicht, dass Toni damals einen Tischdienst hatte. Toni hatte bestimmt damals keinen Tischdienst. Und Toni hat auch bestimmt damals nie gesagt, E-Körbchen, damit brauchst du mir nicht kommen. Aber wenn du ein F-Körbchen hast, dann können wir reden. Also, nee. And in silence, I chased her. And eventually, we arrived. Here we go again. Er hat sie wieder voll selbst reingeritten. Wollte so unterschwellig seinen Pimp-Job loswerden. Ja. The dressing room? So, the something else you mentioned.
Indeed.
That's right, it has to do with alter ego. But you said we didn't need alter ego anymore.
Wrong.
I didn't say we didn't need him, I just said he had done his job. Besides, it's not us that needs alter ego. He has business with us. Huh?
Right.
Alter ego asked me to bring others to come see him. Apparently he has something he wants to ask us. Alter ego wants to ask us something? Was? Hello. Oh, it's just the two of you, Kyoko and Makoto? Kyoko's fingers glided across the keyboard. Is two not enough?
Thank you.
No, it's okay. That should be plenty. But what is it she wants to ask us?
Indeed.
Let's find out, shall we? Kyoko typed in the question. Ich krieg das Auto wieder raus. Oh yeah, so... I'd like you to take me somewhere where I can connect me to the school network.
What?
What? Kyoko and I quickly glanced at each other. She replied. Why?
You see,
Well, you said my job was done, right? Ah, jetzt geht's wieder. But you tried to just stop here. Saying I finished my work.
but
I don't want that.
I want to be able to help.
I want to keep being helpful to everyone. I want to work as hard as everyone else so that we can all get out of here.
That's right.
That's what Master would want too. So, to help everyone else. To solve the mystery of this school.
That's right.
The only way I can help is if you connect me to the school's network. But if you did that, that's basically suicide. I'm positive the mastermind would find out about it. They'd find you, and they'd... You agree, right, Kyoko?
So,
I realize how dangerous it could be, but still, I have to do this.
but
I'm scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why, but
still,
when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You might think I'm just some inhuman AI, but it's true. So, it's okay?
I'm gonna do my best.
If it's for the sake of everyone else, I won't be afraid. I couldn't help but I got lost in that voice. I was just too committed. Too admirable. Too fragile.
Hey,
You remember what you asked before, Makoto? You asked what the difference is between a person and a program, right? Yeah.
certainly.
When I talk to Alter Ego, I don't know. I have no idea how to answer that question. I think maybe that's a question even the program's creator can't answer. But I can say this.
Correct.
There's no question that Alter Ego is our friend. Thomas, um ehrlich zu sein, solche Visual Novels sind der Grund, warum ich überhaupt hier sitze. Mitunter. Ach so, das meinst du. Okay. Kyoko. To be honest, I didn't want Alter Ego to push himself anymore. Because if we take any more risks, the mastermind really will notice it. But
Makoto.
let's do it, Makoto. Let's connect Alter Ego to the network. But
Hey,
he's our friend. So what? So I want to take his feelings into consideration. And he says that he wants to fight alongside his friends.
now.
If you were in his place, could you just sit by and do nothing in this situation? If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Wenn du Visual Novels möchtest, wo du wirklich auch Morde ermitteln kannst, dann würde ich die Ace Attorney-Reihe empfehlen. Also Phoenix Wright würde ich da empfehlen. If you saw everyone else fighting and doing their best, could you just look the other way? Or would you stand up? Stand up tall next to everyone else and tell them you're their friend?
So,
Hey, are you guys, fighting? If it's about me, please don't.
I want to believe in myself.
Oh. I want to be able to say, I know I can do this.
Leave it to me.
So please, let me try.
Listen.
And besides, there's one place where the mastermind might not notice. One place?
That's right.
Remember? There's another place besides here, where there's no surveillance camera. A room without a surveillance camera. The secret room, da ist keine Überwachungskamera. That's it. The secret room you told me about. I definitely remember there was no surveillance camera in there.
Indeed.
And I do believe you can connect to the network from there. I remember seeing an Ethernet port on the wall.
However,
just because there's no camera there, doesn't mean there's no danger. There's no way to be sure the mastermind isn't monitoring the network somehow. We'll also have to move Alter Ego, and the mastermind may spot us going into the secret room. If they pick up on any of this, then it's all over. You're right?
that's what we have to do.
But despite all that, I still think we need to try.
Correct.
Because of that, that's our best chance of finding any new clues. Kyoko, in that case, will you let me carry him? There's no way you could hide him with what you're wearing, right? So let me do it.
It's true.
Okay then, I leave it to you. Thank you.
So then,
let's get started. It's gonna be a little cramped for you, Alter Ego. Bear with us, okay? We started packing him up right away. I closed the laptop and stuffed it underneath my jacket. It tickles! Shh! You can't talk right now. We're going to move you to another room. Until we get there, you have to be absolutely silent, okay? Understood. Your command has been implemented. Good. To have him react like a machine like that all of a sudden, I don't know how to react.
Makoto.
In the secret room, there are a bunch of different cables in one of the desk drawers. So there might be a network cable in there.
However,
Assuming the mastermind hasn't taken it already. Well, all we can do is go and check out for ourselves.
it's true.
Agreed. Let's head to the secret room. Ab geht's. Ab und ab und ab geht's. Ab. Warum renne ich eigentlich? Warum mache ich nicht wieder über die Map-Funktion?
Hey,
Hey Makoto,
why?
are you sure all the documents are gone? I refuse to believe you. Go and check again. What?
Listen to me.
Just hurry and go. And to make sure you don't run off, I'm gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting. She was so forceful I thought I'd made her mad again somehow.
Just a second.
Wait, why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Oh, okay, I'm going.
So then,
And be thorough. I'm counting on you. Ich fasse auch gleich wieder zusammen, was eben mal so jetzt gelaufen ist. So, wir sind im Raum. Okay, first we have to find a network cable. According to Kyoko, there should be a bunch of cables in this drawer. I found it. This is a network cable, right? Now we just have to connect Alter Ego. I immediately got to work. Wir haben herausgefunden durch Monokuma, dass tatsächlich Sakura die Spionin ist, die für ihn arbeitet. Was natürlich jetzt einen riesen Aufruhr gebracht hat, gerade zwischen den beiden, die nie so zur Gruppe gehören, Byakuya und Toko und den anderen. Das heißt Aoi, Sakura selbst, Yasuhiro und unsere Wenigkeit. Und Kyoko. Byakuya sieht das Ganze immer noch wie ein Spiel an und denkt, dass es am besten ist, man müsste Sakura aus dem Weg gehen, weil sie die ganze Zeit für Unruhe sorgt durch ihre Präsenz. Das lässt Aoi nicht auf sich sitzen und hat ihm eine runtergehauen. So, als das passiert ist, war natürlich wieder ein riesen Aufruhr und Aoi musste sich beruhigen und ist in ihr Zimmer gegangen. Sie kam damit nicht klar, mit dieser ganzen Situation wegen der boshaften Behandlung ihrer Freundin. Danach ging es weiter. Wir haben erstmal ein bisschen Freizeit versucht mit Aoi zu verbringen und auch mit Toko und haben zumindest ein bisschen Freundschaft geschlossen. mit Toko. Allerdings konnten wir mit Aoi nicht die ultimative Freundschaftsstufe erreichen. Dafür war sie zu sehr abgelenkt. Als das passierte, sind wir am nächsten Tag in den Speiseraum gegangen und wurden panisch von Yasuhiro erwartet, der sagt, dass Aoi getötet worden sei von Genocider Jill. Das stimmte ja nicht. Genocider Jill war ja nicht tot. Und Genocider Jill hat sie ja nicht getötet. Sie hat sie angegriffen. Mal wieder. Wie immer. Das lag daran, dass die beiden in einen Disput gekommen ist. Dabei wurde Aoi ziemlich verletzt, sodass wir sie mit Yasuhiro zusammen in die Krankenstation gebracht haben. Wir haben dann einmal nachgefragt. Es ging tatsächlich mal wieder darum, dass schlechte Worte über Sakura gefallen sind und sie das nicht mehr ausgehalten hat. Und danach hat sie eben halt sich mit ihr in den Zwist versetzt, wo sie von Genocider Jill verletzt wurde, weil da ist ein Pfefferstreuer runtergefallen, dadurch fing Toko an zu niesen. Und wurde zu Genocider Jill. Als Sakura das im Krankenzimmer mitbekommen hat, ist sie natürlich aufbrausend geworden und wollte sich am liebsten gestern bei Toko rächen, beziehungsweise bei Genocider Jill, aber hat es nicht getan. Auch wenn jemand Yasuhiro panische Angst hatte, der ist vor ihr weggerannt vor Wut. Und Sakura sagte sowas wie, sie würde jetzt einen Schlussstrich ziehen wollen. Sehr, sehr merkwürdige Botschaft. Danach sind wir mit Aoi weitergegangen, weil sie ist dann wieder auf ihr Zimmer gegangen und dann kam Kyoko dazu. Und wir haben danach mit Kyoko gesprochen, weil wir dachten, jetzt können wir mit ihr über alles sprechen, weil wir die Bestätigung haben, dass Sakura die Spionin ist. Danach hat Kyoko das erstmal runtergespielt. Sie hat gesagt, dass Makoto immer noch ziemlich arrogant sei, weil er eben halt nichts gesagt hat. Allerdings würde sie es verstehen. Danach hat sie uns darum gebeten, dass wir mit ihr zu Alter Ego gehen, weil Alter Ego möchte mit uns sprechen. Daraufhin haben wir mit Alter Ego gesprochen und Alter Ego hat selbst gesagt, sie möchte nicht abgeschlossen haben mit der ganzen Sache, weil sie es nicht so sieht, dass sie diejenige ist, die ihren Job erledigt hat und jetzt quasi weggestellt wird. Sie möchte nicht unnütz sein, sie möchte weiterhin nützlich sein. Und deswegen möchte sie sich in das Netzwerk der Schule einklinken. Das wäre natürlich sehr gefährlich, weil das würde Monokuma bestimmt herausbekommen, beziehungsweise der Headmaster würde es auch rausbekommen. Deswegen sind wir der ganzen Sache ein bisschen skeptisch gegenüber. Allerdings hat Kyoko gesagt, es könnte einen Raum geben, in dem das Ganze durchaus möglich wäre. Und das ist der Raum, in dem wir uns jetzt befinden, dieser geheime Raum. Denn dort sind keine Überwachungskameras, wie wir sehen, aber es gibt einen Internetzugang. Und wir haben gerade das Kabel gefunden und verknüpfen jetzt gerade Alter Ego mit dem Netzwerk. Und an der Stelle sind wir jetzt. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the Ethernet port with the cable. And that should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something. I might even be able to connect to the outside world. If I can, I'll see if I can call for help. So please just wait a little while longer.
I'm gonna do my best.
Just hold tight and put your faith in me. As I was about to leave, I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're gonna get out of here. You and all the rest of us as friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Makoto.
Makoto.
How'd it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone, just like I told you. My reply was an unintentional mix of acting and real feelings. Ja, genau, wir sollten ja verstecken, oder so ein bisschen vertuschen, dass wir dass wir irgendwas da jetzt großartig machen in dem Raum. Deswegen hat Kyoko offensichtliche Anweisungen gegeben, von wegen, die Bücher sind wohl weg. Guck mal nach, ob die Bücher wirklich weg sind. Und das war gespielt und damit wir jemanden Vorwand haben, überhaupt dahin zu gehen.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Before I knew it, Kyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much was for sure. Ah, Kyoko!
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe, but isn't that a little too direct?
Whew.
Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. That's not what I meant. I just said more I wanted to talk to you about.
It's true.
Like, what are you doing about going to do about Sakura? But something has to be done. It's true.
However,
But the way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. They don't have the mind to listen. Then what should we?
so
If we can find some new clue, that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why, alter ego,
correct.
all we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. Okay. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. I'm kinda tired. So I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Huh? The sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleep haze and pulled me back to the real world. Wer ist denn da? Wer nervt mich?
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Kyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me and she was white as a ghost. It sounds like something's happened. What? As soon as I heard those words, my heart started a little faster. I suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry. Zum Wiederherstellungsraum, huh? Oh man, was ist passiert? Aoi, was ist los? Makoto, Kyoko! Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look inside. And when I did... Sakura! Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey,
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
huh?
I was just walking past and I happened to notice her through the window. But I couldn't get the door open. I tried knocking, I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond. So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
Anyway,
First of all, we need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And if we break in, we'll be violating school regulations.
listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because the rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words,
Either way, this door is not locked, which means as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll go get something to break it with. Wait right here. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Kyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here! I found a broom! In the classroom! I use it!
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Makoto?
Please!
Come on, please hurry! Okay, you two stand back. I took hold of the broom and swung it as hard as I could, aiming directly at the window. All it took was one solid hit. Crash! The window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. I stuck my hand through the now open window and started jostling the chair leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but if I can just... I pushed on with all of my strength and finally the knob turned. Sakura! I ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her... all I felt was cold death. I could only feel the last lingering warmth of a living body. Alles klar, Max. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then...
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Ich finde es im Übrigen sehr merkwürdig, dass sie gelächelt hat.
Danganronpa.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. I could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Muttering to herself, Kyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to go get them! I have to go get the others! On shaky legs, Hina left the rec room. And I? Why? Why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there motionless behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long... I got everyone!
What?
Ogre!
Yes.
Oh, she's dead, yeah?
I see.
Sakura's been killed. I see. As soon as they arrived, Kyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means. Sakura was
Interesting.
murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you, Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
You're accusing us before we've even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive
One of you did it. I know it. You know it? Oh. Jeez, I didn't know your power level would increase by that much just by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file!
And don't get so mad, Miss Asahina. Oh, or you're gonna ruin that lewd little face of yours. Now then, with that Hold on. There's something I want to ask you. Huh? It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then...
In other words...
Then I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came at the most regrettable end without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, it saved me the trouble of having to go through with our little fight. Cause for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that.
Hey,
I gotta tell you, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she'd violated a rule by attacking me in the first place, but I wasn't able to punish her.
Well,
So I don't know who it was, but whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all pissy-potty at me, you better figure out who did it first.
shing!
Cause I mean, your lives are all on the line, right?
What is this?
What the hell? He owes them one?
I won't forgive
I
you.
hate him. I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. If we can't do that, we are all dead. Then let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. Hina? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay, then Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Kyoko, that's you.
What?
Me? You're always a thorn in my side. This time I just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on! Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't
let
forgive you.
someone like that come anywhere near her.
Stop talking.
Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. I'm not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near her. Even if it means I have to use force. You're not getting in there. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let all of us in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I'd rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hiro? Do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything hard to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to this request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those who are still alive and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, Byakuya, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen.
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. We can't uncover Sakura's killer.
Listen to me.
All of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. If we want to survive, we have to do it. It's a kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but just to do it. Investigate. I'd better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Ogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Monokuma file has been added.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why is that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And when that door had been jammed shut with a chair from inside the rec room, which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. So if the door was blocked from the inside and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, there's like zero escape, right? Nonary games?
In other words...
This is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? I guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
Hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder entails? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder mystery, there are 4 basic types. The first type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime, then through some special method seals the room. This mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism. There are a number of variations. So for that, we'd have to do is check the door to see if that it was right.
Correct.
The second type is when the locked room already exists before the crime is committed. Oh,
In other words...
Basically, the killer uses a special contraption or tool from the outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow and through a gap in the door, something like that.
However,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap to that would that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off the list.
it's true.
The third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
They stay hidden, and when the door is opened, they use the confusion to blend in with the group. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. That sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
And the fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room.
In other words,
By that, I mean there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. You see this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. Then you think we can cross that one off too?
indeed.
I believe so, yes. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. Then Kyoko, which of those 4 choices seems the most likely in this case?
It's true.
That's a good question. Answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. I see. The way the killer set up the locked room, until I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate, investigate as much as I can. For Sakura, if nothing else. Schauen wir uns dann doch mal jetzt hier den Raum an. Das Problem bei Byakuya, bin ich ganz ehrlich, der sieht das Ganze als Spiel an. Ja, der sieht das Ganze immer noch so als Spiel an, wo er als Gewinner rausgeht. Weil er anscheinend als verwöhntes Kindchen es nichts anderes kennengelernt hat in seinem Leben. Und das ist eine Sache, die mir ein Dorn im Auge ist. Aber wir schauen uns mal um. Was ist das denn hier? This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her and thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. Okay, aber bitte sag mir nicht, was der macht. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on. You really like them that much.
'Cause, I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself, that's why I gave it to her. But now they've lost all the flavor. Nina. Polka dot candy wrapper has been added. Okay. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. But according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So that would have caused her to vomit blood. The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Stimmt. Status of Sakura's body has been added. Okay. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood. Not a chance. Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on a most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting, don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Sehe ich genauso. Was ist das denn hier? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting in. The glasses are all red and these are the top and bottom of sections of a bottle, right? Erstmal Connor rufen. So this must have originally been a bottle. Glass shards on the floor. Okay. Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Has been added to the Truth Bullets section of your handbook. Noch ein Tipp an all diejenigen, die jetzt gerade noch hier im Stream sind. Wenn ihr Links von mir für die Sammlung bekommt. Die Sammlung wird stets aktualisiert. Das heißt, ihr braucht nie einen neuen Link von mir für die Sammlung, sondern da werden immer die Videos schließlich hinzugefügt. Okay. Was ist das denn? There's a bloodstain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Magazine shelf bloodstain. Okay. Was haben wir hier? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get those figures inside the bottles.
So...
It's no different from your standard chip in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than a boat placed inside. You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. Monokuma bottle has been added. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with the Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Warum ist der offen? Huh? The locker room's open. The locker's open. And there's... on the inside... it's a handprint.
Why?
What's the handprint doing in there? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker. And it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I'd say someone was hiding here in the locker. And they left behind a little something extra. So then... maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Okay. Ich habe da gerade noch links was gesehen. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance to the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone else knows how much she loved her protein. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments. And she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I don't know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh, what is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't scattered around the can. They are also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So...
I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take a note of it. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue? I'm not sure I see how. Energy protein drink has been put in the air shelf. Okay, wir haben jetzt schon einiges gefunden. Bin mal gespannt. Das ist ja der Stuhl gewesen, ne? The chair was shoved up against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the chair. In other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay. The door is the only way in or out the rec room. Alles klar, Tony. The door doesn't have a lock, and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence that any kind of string or mechanism was used on the door. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. Having examined both the door and the chair, there's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning and the door from opening, and there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locker door from the inside, not from the outside. Okay. Haben wir das auch? Ich glaube aber ansonsten gibt es hier nichts mehr, außer dass wir reden mit den Leuten. Wir können uns das Magazin, mal hier das Ding nochmal angucken. That same shelf full of magazines. There's all different kinds of magazines here. Okay. Ich glaube, dann werden wir hier sonst nicht mehr fündig. Wir gehen mal weiter. Was? I need to examine the crime scene as much as possible.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
it's true.
And she certainly would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body and mind and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't
Byakuya,
forgive
Toko, or
you.
Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand inside of her. You agree with me, do you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Alles klar, Thomas. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in the rec room. Moment mal. What? After I went to the nurse's offices this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Okay. Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again, after that she told me, she said she'd left a note for each of them. She asked me to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file said she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her. But she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I'd stopped her by force, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Aoi's account has been added. Oh yeah. But the fact that she had asked those three to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying. It might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Fragen wir doch mal Byakuya sofort danach. What do you want? You're bothering me. There's something I'd like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true. I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do that? Do what it said, and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya says he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept that fact.
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Oh, okay, thanks. Byakuya's account has been added, okay.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then.
Then you should probably go talk with people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I've decided you'll go in my place. She's decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right. I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Gehen wir mal. So. Gucken wir doch mal. Those other 2 probably went back to their rooms. Okay, die sollen also in ihren Zimmern sein, ja? Gehen wir doch mal los. Ist hier jemand von euch? Hallo? Ne, hier ist niemand. Also Yasuhiro oder Toko? Fangen wir doch erstmal mit Toko an. Wo ist die? Celeste lebt nicht mehr. Junko lebt nicht mehr. Byakuya, leider noch. Mondo, ja. Kiyotaka, Kyoko, Makoto, Sayaka. Toko. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds... Who's there?
Who's there?
Ah, the most negative aura I've ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya already told me she had asked to meet with you, to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said too, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit it. I did get the note. But I didn't go to see her. I was scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but... can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept this as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Toko's account has been added. Okay, jetzt müssen wir noch mit Yasuhiro reden. I pressed the doorbell. And after a few seconds...
You know?
What's up, Makoto? Did you need something? Na klar. Yeah, actually I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know about that?
Could it be...
Wow, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Olga told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Oh, well... When she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like, in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So, then you went and met with Sakura.
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually...
The last time I saw Olga was when Hina got hurt and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pocket.
Hey,
sorry, looks like I don't have it anymore. What a big goofy smile on his face. He pulled his hands back out of his pockets. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Ah!
What?
Ah! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash.
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Olga asked to meet with me, but I never went. So well, if you'll excuse me. Before waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said it was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Pocket trash has been added. Okay, haben wir das auch. Okay, so I've heard from Toko and Hero. What next? I'll definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, maybe I should find out more about the protein can we found on the floor in the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Chem lab, chem lab. Okay, wir machen die chem lab als nächstes. Ich glaube auch, dass sie einfach nur mit jemandem reden wollte. Das hat sie ja gesagt, sie wollte sie wollte einen Schlussstrich ziehen. Aber ich glaube nicht, dass das so gemeint war, dass sie Leute töten wollte, sondern mit denen einfach reden wollte, um alles zu klären. Ich glaube, das war ihre Absicht dahinter. So. Jetzt gehen wir mal in Etage 4. Erstmal natürlich wieder speichern. Wir haben nämlich schon lange nicht mehr gespeichert, wie ich gerade sehe. So, dann gehen wir mal weiter. Wir nehmen den Quick Travel. So, ab zum Chemistry Laboratory. So, Chem Lab. So. Hä?
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. I think what you meant to say was yes, sir, I understand. Was ein Spacko. Was ein Spacko. Gucken wir uns mal wieder hier dieses Shelf an. This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Okay. Let's see, what's in this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. Seht ihr das auf dem Bild? Alles irgendwo mit A1, A2, nochmal ein A. Auf dem roten ist auch ein A zu sehen. Aber da steht eins mit C9. Ist jetzt nicht Charlie 9er aus Overwatch und kein C9, sondern eine Chemistry, die wohl nicht da reingehört. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? Was haben wir hier? So on this shelf it looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They are reagents. Put simply, they are used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kinda harsh?
What?
What do you think? Studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser. The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you well. I didn't even say that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I can consider this part of the shelving the unit section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Ich habe das hier sehr oft, das Offensichtliche hier gesehen, nur mal so als Hinweis. Aber ich möchte trotzdem erstmal in das Regal reingucken. On this shelf is one look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I could consider this part of the shelving the unit section C. I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A there was a bottle that with a label from Section C. that what was a bottle from poison from section C doing in section A? There's definitely something going on there. Chem lab shelf. Okay. Fußspuren. Fußspuren. These are footprints, and they are in front of the left shelf. How do the footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. But by we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. What an insufferable smirk. He handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work. Before long, I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean. For me?
I see.
So when you look at it like this. Interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto,
possible.
are they yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm that they are sized for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Byakuya said. I see. Your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these footprints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. Then these prints are a really valuable clue. Okay, das wissen wir auch schon mal. Oh. There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. C4? Plastiksprengstoff? Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning, checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been spilled.
So in other
That's
words...
right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is when it happened, it must be related to the case somehow. Jawohl. Haben wir das auch? Okay, ich glaube, jetzt haben wir hier alles. First I have to check out this area. Habe ich doch. Muss ich jetzt mit ihm noch reden? Mit dem Lump hier, oder was? What's on this shelf? Das hatten wir schon. Das hatten wir auch alle schon. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I'd better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left footprints in the powder. Based on the positioning of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. Footprints in the powder. I've already taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room. Ja, sollten wir wirklich mal. So, dann können wir jetzt wieder in den Rec Room gehen. Wenn er das schon sagt. So. Da sieht man auch schön, dass hier die Scheibe eingeschlagen ist.
Hey,
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with the Byakuya, they are both claiming that they didn't go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway,
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well look them over one more time. Erstmal wieder speichern. Weil allzu lang mache ich heute nicht mehr. Ich glaube, das werden wir hier noch alles untersuchen. Oh, Kreuz. So. So, sie hat gesagt, wir sollen auf jeden Fall nochmal die Glasflaschen untersuchen. I think Kyoko said she'd found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. Something new.
hey,
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. A correlation. Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what it is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions, so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with. Only to a degree. Für mich ist es offensichtlich. Ich hoffe für euch auch.
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with a crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that obnoxious Byakuya's not here, so...
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. With that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? I better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work, collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up... Sorry to keep you waiting.
So then...
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words...
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and the one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? Well, that's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of the two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced.
In other words...
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then...
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked on one side of the scale. Now what we might expect to see. Well, a normal assumption would be, ich sag, es fehlen 2 Flaschen auf dem Regal. Ich sag, es fehlen 2, aber wir haben nur eine Figur gefunden. Either they'll balance out, or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed them here and there.
So then...
Okay then, let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words...
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles, put it all together.
Hey.
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. Monokuma bottle experiment. Okay. Gehen wir nochmal an die Leiche. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's body.
Just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, yeah, I know, but...
Hey.
Don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversely used to. Although, there are still some times I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
Correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
The powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added.
Hey.
Next is the wound on her head. Look carefully.
It's true.
Actually, even telling you that, it's incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Okay. I can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled that off. Okay. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped it through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bold, bloodied letters. And it said Toko. Could this be... a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this...
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't.
It's settled.
forgive you.
She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? We can use it to corner the killer. I can see why you would think that, but... It just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious. Magazine dying message.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Tja, Leute. Ich werde mal wieder meinem Spitznamen als Cliffhanger Knight bewusst oder mal wieder gerecht und mache an dieser Stelle Schluss für heute in Danganronpa. Das ist natürlich jetzt einiges, was wir herausgefunden haben. Das wird ziemlich interessant morgen früh, wenn wir da das Class Trial eröffnen. Und ich hoffe, ihr seid dann auch wieder dabei, wenn es heißt Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Bis dahin, sprach der Raven Knight nimmermehr und bleibt sauber. Ansonsten bis später bei Persona 4.